Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. I'm Mysterious JG, and I got sucked in. I was lured by the sweet siren song of off-screening. What happened was I just simply was, checking to see, what gear should I have equipped on people to make sure that if I level up, they get the best possible stat gains. And that just led me down the road of seeing who had what abilities unlocked, and I ended up just putting on a podcast, and I had a lovely time. But I just, went back to an earlier stage of the game, because typically you're only going to get one skill point per enemy beaten. Some really high-level enemies, it seems, in any area might drop 2. But usually you're getting one skill point per enemy. If you fight a group with 2 enemies in it, you're probably getting 2 skill points. Some really low enemies, you might encounter a group with 2 enemies in it and only get 1 skill, or still only get 1 skill point. But basically, 1 skill point, maybe 2 if you're lucky, is what you get per fight. So I went back as early an area of the game as you could still reach to get the lowest experience gains possible. And just kind of listened to some podcasts and got everybody all the skills that they can currently get, except for one. I restrained myself a bit because frickin' Zidane is the only character who does not have... I'm not sure what piece of gear everyone else learned it from. There's something, either other people have it by default, or there's something that he can't equip that most other characters can. But he's the only one who does not have ability up, which is the thing where it doubles... Why am I going to him to show you? It doubles how many ability points you get. I got it, even though I'm not gonna... I have nothing for them to learn. I just keep it equipped all the time. Characters learn abilities faster. There's one for experience too, which I never use. Although if I get to a point where I am grinding for levels specifically, I will. But Zidane's the only one who doesn't. So everyone else learns their abilities twice as fast as Zidane, and as a result, there's 2 abilities that the rest of the party does not have that he does not. One of them's level up, which I don't care about at all. The other one is auto reflect. So for right now, if we ever get to a place where we need the whole party to have auto-reflect, like for some strategy in some specific battle, I guess we will give... Well, we'll just put the reflect ring on him now. He can slowly learn it as we go. And I need to be sort of mildly paying attention so that hopefully if he levels up... Because what is I went to a certain amount of trouble. Like I actually went and got found a nice page that actually lists what the stat boosts are for every item. Made a nice notepad file out of it so I could easily search it for individual pieces of gear. The problem is that the reflect ring gives you strength and magic +1. You don't actually gain 1 strength and magic every time you level with it, but it adds bonus experience to those 2 things, which isn't terrible, but I just have things that are better. Like the glass, for the men, I almost always, because the women have a lot better accessory options, actually, which I guess makes sense. But the glass buckle gives you strength +1, magic +1, spirit +2, so it's obviously clearly superior. Overthinking this, I'm sure, but yeah, the reflect ring is just... If I knew I was going to level up in a battle, I would not have him equipped with a reflect ring going into that battle, because it wouldn't give him it wouldn't give him nothing. There are things I could have in that slot that give nothing, although actually all the accessories seem to give you at least something. Some of the headgear, armor, arm stuff, etc. Some of those don't give you anything at all. That's why no one is wearing... We found that the best gear we've got now is the, Oh, that's not, it's a wrist. Yeah, the bone wrist. Maybe shouldn't have bothered to buy them, because actually I took a look. It doesn't give you any bonuses when you level at all, which is why everyone's got the leather wrist, which gives you a little pitiful bonus towards spirit, but it's something, and bone wrist is nothing. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I spent a couple of minutes, like, gathering the information to do this properly in the future. Because the last time I was really doing a lot of fighting off screen, I had the guides open. And this time I was like, let me put the most important information into a notepad file for future reference. And then by the time I'd done all that, I was like, well, fuck, at this point, I might as well grind for everyone's skills that they can learn. So everyone's at, like, level 20 now. Steiner and Dagger, you might have noticed, were at 21. So these guys had been at, like, 18. I've only got 2 levels off screen. It's not huge. But, like, for example, I think almost everybody had a few turns with Medane's Ring to pick up body temp, which is actually super useful. Because there's 2 status effects that prevents. One of them is frozen, in which your character can't act, and if they are physically attacked, they die because they are shattered. And the other one is some kind of like overheated thing where the next action taken by your character causes them to die. So those are both pretty nasty. Not that many enemies in game cause them, but yeah, they're both really bad. So everybody is now immune to those if I know that battles with enemies who have that are coming and set them. Because I haven't spent that much time on game mechanics, but yeah, you have to divide points up between all these things. So it's always useful to have half MP on VV, except if you don't know specifically what enemies you're going to be up against, it's hard to have enough points free to actually do that. Something was causing body heat, or there was something going on where it was useful to have all these things, and now it's like, if I pick like 3 things to shut off, I could get half MP going instead, but also have like fuck tons of ether. I believe I have 99 ethers and a bitch ain't one, so no need to be too terribly worried. But now we're back to Let's Play mode. You know what? The FAQ actually has a pretty good idea right now that I didn't consider, which is let's go, because it takes time for them to restock. Let's go back to Keena's Marsh and grab some frogs, because you want to be building up your frog count. Poor guys stuck in this cave are permanently going to be there going, we are devastated, because they're like, these guys are dead. There was another guy who was up there who's like, if you go talk to him, he's like, please go save Burmacia. And it's like, I don't believe we can go update them on the situation or anything like that. But yeah, coming up here periodically is a good idea. Zidane, can I catch frogs? Sure, just for a little while. Thanks. You know, I forget, what is the deal with the golden frog? It says to leave the golden frog and don't catch it. Because I think the golden frog increases the speed at which frogs... Hold on, let's take a moment. I'm sure you don't mind. You know how leisurely my style is. Related question is where to have the golden frog. For much of the game, it doesn't play much of a role since you can't really control it that much. But once you have aerial transportation, it's generally best to try to get it. Okay, apparently there's only one golden frog at a time. Most efficient strategy I found is to clear all the frogs except one male, one female, and the golden frog from each pond. This ensures a reasonably rapid respawn rate. I want to see if this fact explains. Baby frogs are obviously the tiny ones, while golden frogs are gold. Respawn rate is much higher if there's one male and one female, and higher still if the golden frog. Note there can only be one golden frog in the game at any given time. I'm looking to see, does it ever tell you what you get for catching the golden frog? And it looks like, I'm sure I've caught one at some point. Yeah, there's nothing here that tells you that the golden frog gives you like an extra bonus or something to catch, so let's just not catch the golden frog. This is a little bit of an annoying mini game, but again, giving you a... So we've got 2 females so far. I'm giving you a glimpse at what this game consists of in some part. You want 100% everything, you gotta... I showed you, I did so much Chocobo hot and cold off screen, you have no idea. I think the thing to do would be to leave at least 3. That way there's a decent chance that it's 1 male and 1 female. You're working hard, Kina. You come far a long way of gourmand. I give you this. A bistro fork.
Thank you, Master Quail. I train more.
So there's 4. If I catch 1 more, I've left 3 in the golden, which is... I mean, I could catch 1 more, but I'd have to be a lot more careful about whether they were... ideally, you keep catching them and check their genders and know which one is which, and then you choose which ones to catch. I'm not going that hard. I done catching. But we got a bistro fork. I'm gonna guess that's a better damage, but still doesn't teach me any skills I don't know because they all just keep teaching you high tide. Yes. Although I will point out, Kina's attack value is now 3 times higher than Zidane's. And I've got Zidane at this point. Zidane has learned all of his skills from his Wappet, so I have him using the best weapon that's available to him right now. And, well, it's not literally 3 times higher, because 3 times 24 would be in the 70s. But it's almost 3 times as high as Zidane, which is kind of ridiculous. It is more than 3 times higher than Freya's. And I feel like Kina, if you don't just do a bunch of frog catching, is probably supposed to be comparable or less powerful as a melee character than Freya. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's not get drawn into battles here, because although any skill points we gain for Zidane will go towards auto-reflect right now, I'm not particularly looking to gain anything. Well, I mean, once we get back to the part of the game we're supposed to be at, I'll kind of return to normal here. Yeah, now I'm curious. If I go over to this guy, can I tell him that, what's going on? Please protect Burmecia. No, I cannot update him on the situation. I tried to do the right thing by that poor guy. Alright, now, let's actually well and truly get back to the story here. Once you're back in Burmecia territory, head to Clara, save your game, and go inside. Before getting started in the area, be aware that Kina has new some new blue magic skills available. Okay. So there's a couple of enemies here that we should try to eat. The carrion worm, the dragonfly, and the zoo. Oh, one of them is teaching auto life, which sounds really useful, actually. Matra magic. Reduces enemies to 1 HP if it connects. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so prior to this, if we walked up to this with sandstorm, it would just say, "What are you doing? This is a sandstorm. You don't want to walk up to this." I think it said the winds are too strong. The tempest subsides. By the gods. Come on. Let's go while we can. Indeed, let us press on.
Must hurry. Must find yummy yummies.
You want to take a line there, Vivi? No? Okay. I have to give them credit. They've done a good job of giving Kina lines where she's involved in a decent chunk of the conversations, and is maintaining a character, but it's the Magus from Chrono Trigger dialogue. You remove it and it doesn't change the meaning of the discussion. There's apparently a mod for this game. Like, this game has been heavily modded on PC. You know, you understand. not modded on like the PlayStation collection. But there's mods that give you like Beatrix. No spoilers, but like there's mods that give you her as a playable character at a certain point in the story, which. But apparently, people like one of the things that's most impressive about it is that again, the modders made it so that she is given dialogue in plot scenes, even though in the original game she would not have been there at all. Don't think too hard about why, whether or not it makes sense for Beatrix to ever be in your party, but like it's just an example of something where they had an in-game model as a boss that is also human-sized. So somebody was like, "Hey, what if Beatrix is just hanging out as a permanent party member all the way to the end of the game?" And that was, I think similarly you could have like the members of Tantalus, like if they were permanent party members, could you throw in dialogue for them to have? But the difference being, I don't know if anyone would go to the trouble because the members of Tantalus aren't that interesting. Other than possibly the one that you never get as a party member, like the leader guy who has like he's like, we fight him as a boss, but he's never a playable character because he's sort of in the wrong scale. Anyway, just run up to the next screen, it says on this first screen, okay? Now it says pass the door and use the lever at the top of the stairs, go through the now open door. I feel like I could have figured that out on my own, but push the door open. Nope, it's shut tight. Pull the lever. Phoenix down in the chest, okay. Partly obscure chest near the bottom of the screen hides a magician shoes add-on, okay. Oh, never mind. It's the next screen. Alright, this is, I would assume, the dragonfly. We are supposed to kill one of these. Or rather, eat one. So I'll do my regular thing of have Zidane just constantly stealing and try to whittle away with Vivi and Freya. One of the things that was making eating difficult is there was a couple of enemies in the swamp that could cast like berserk type skills on Kina, which would, obviously Kina's not going to eat things if she's instead murdering them with her overpowered offense. I have no idea how many hit points this thing has and whether I should be worried about Freya finishing it off now. But since it's on its own and it's not doing status effect stuff, we're probably pretty safe. Oh, here we go. Buzz. This is probably going to, like, berserk somebody. Yeah, and it's berserking Freya. It's probably the safest person to have berserked, but... she might just kill it off here. I really hope she doesn't. But we learned Matra Magic, so that's fine. We don't have to worry about them anymore. And Freya calms herself. But she was annoyed because that thing went buzz, 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 which she took as being some kind of, Hamlet reference, and she hates Hamlet. Alright, let's get out of here. Magician's shoes, isn't that like a... I'm trying to think who it's like Billy Joel or somebody has a song about little red shoes that I was going to reference in a silly, pointless way. Let's see. Magician's shoes. Clear-headed. That's a good one. We do want people to have clear-headed because that stops them from getting berserked. Let's prioritize Kina because she's the one who I need to have free to eat stuff. Zidane getting clear-headed would also be good because if he gets berserked, he will kill stuff that Kina is trying to eat. But Kina, even faster than Zidane, will kill stuff that we are, in fact, trying to eat. So there's also an ice staff apparently hidden on this screen. Oh yeah, come on. That's not even remotely visible. Well, we don't. Oh wow, I had a spell that I hadn't learned with the V. Okay, I was apparently completely asleep at the wheel as far as I didn't do a full check of everyone's Woppets, or rather, I think I did a full check of everyone's Woppets except Vivi's. All right, so Vivi's actually got more stuff to learn. I guess for the hell of it, I can check and see what level up bonus do you get for wearing... Oh, this is annoying. Hold on. Magician shoes give you magic +2. Which is, probably still better off with the glass buckle. It only gives you magic 1, but it gives you a bunch of other stuff too. Alright, hold on, let me get back to the right window here. Continue on when we are done looting the screen here. We didn't need another ice staff, by the way. Maybe we can use it in a recipe or something. Oh, here we go. Is this one of the guys that we're supposed to... Is this a zoo, perhaps? I guess we'll know in a moment. This is a sand golem. And it also has a core. Let's try to steal from the core. It's an interesting enemy. I don't remember this enemy from playing the game previously. There's lots of enemies I don't remember, but this one seems like it would be pretty memorable. I know can eat. It feels like it's a quasi-boss, you know? It's laid out like one. Feels like it might be weak against water. Perhaps ice. Aqua breath. Okay, doesn't seem to care about magic. I guess that's golems in some games are just like immune to magic, right? Not immune to Blizzara, apparently. Which is doing much better damage than anything else has done. Yeah. But the battle's not over. What's going on? I guess if we hadn't finished off the core in time, it would have rose back up somehow. I'm not sure. That was an interesting fight. Even that, so that's like 160. So I have to bear that in mind. Is the most experience we can get around here is about 170. So if Zidane gets to under 200 experience before leveling up, I want to consider switching him to something else. Okay, so let's get back on our path here. So this is basically a giant tree with a whirlwind around it, and we are navigating it right now. Alright, ignore the vines leading up, then run up the slope to reach a new area, open the chest for an ether. Alright, so they're telling me to ignore those vines. I think I'm probably coming back to this later. This would probably be the zoo that we need to eat. big enough. I think he can survive one jump attack to get us off and rolling. Yeah, scan would be useful here just for purposes of figuring out how many hit points things have and trying to track whether we're about to accidentally kill it. Okay. This seems to have completely destroyed Zidane. And we learned White Wind. I wonder if Zidane gets hit points, or experience points. No, I wonder if he's dead. Nope, he's not dead, he just doesn't get experience points. Okay. So, how does White Wind work in this game? Matcha Magic and reduce a target to 1. This causes non-elemental damage to the target when your HP is 1. Oh, okay. So one of the techniques you can use in this game is having Kina cast Matcha Magic on herself and then start spamming Limit Glove as long as she's still alive. Damage is difference between your max and current HP. Night Call Sleep on all targets, which could be useful if you have everybody equipped with the thing that keeps them awake. Restore HP of all party members, although this says it's kind of marginally useful because it's only restoring them to like 1/3 of Kina's maximum MP, but still it's the only healing magic we have right now without Dagger in the party. Alright, so we get up to the top here, get an Ether. Which we can't carry. So let's just give Kina an Ether and get back up to 99 again. This is the Chocobo hot or cold game. Now what? Examine hole, put hand in hole, do nothing. Let's examine the hole. So dark I can't see a thing. Let's reach right into random holes. That seems like a good idea. That got some sand flowing. Uh-oh, sand's coming. Uh-oh. Tell you what, I can call this a video here, because now that we've got sand flowing, we're obviously in huge trouble. Also, I just glanced out the window and noticed I have the blinds open and it's pitch black outside, so people outside can clearly see me sitting around Let's Playing. When we come back next time, we're going to continue making our way up this tree in a sandstorm, because there's nothing else for us to be doing in the game right now. See you then.